You've been told manifesting your dream life is hard, complicated rituals, endless visualizations, a constant grind. What if I told you that's a lie? That quantum manifestation is stunningly simple, so simple almost nobody does it correctly. You're living inside a quantum field right now, responding not to your effort, but your alignment. Forget forcing reality, stay with me to discover how to become the signal that effortlessly attracts everything you desire. Yet, most people approach manifestation like it's a fight. They try to overpower their current reality with willpower. They repeat affirmations they don't believe, visualize outcomes they secretly doubt, and force themselves to think positive while their body is still locked in fear, scarcity, and stress. And this is where the whole system collapses. Because in the quantum world, forcing is friction. Let's strip this down to something beautifully simple. Quantum manifestation is not about getting what you want, it's about collapsing the version of reality where you already have it. It's not about changing the external world first, it's about embodying the internal signal that pulls that world toward you. The quantum field holds every possibility, success and failure, abundance and lack, love and loneliness, health and struggle, all of it already exists as waves of probability. But here's the kicker, the wave doesn't collapse into your lived reality until it meets a coherent observer. That's you. Your focus, your attention, your emotion, they are the sculptors of reality. But most people are caught in a loop. They're observing from fear, focusing on what's missing, vibrating in the frequency of lack while trying to pull in abundance. And in the language of the quantum, this is noise, not signal. You've been taught to chase what you want, but the real art of manifestation is to become the version of you that no longer needs to chase. It's the version of you that remembers, I am already entangled with the life I desire. The field is waiting for my signal. My job is not to push harder, it's to become clearer. So why don't people do this? Because simplicity is disarming. Because letting go feels unnatural. Because surrendering the chase feels like giving up. But here's the paradox no one talks about, the moment you stop needing it so badly, the field can finally deliver it to you. Let me give you an example. Think about a time when something came to you effortlessly. Maybe you ran into the perfect person by accident, got an opportunity you weren't seeking, or had a breakthrough idea when you weren't trying. What's the common thread? You weren't gripping. You weren't forcing. You were open, aligned, available. That's quantum manifestation at work, whether you realized it or not. You see, the quantum doesn't care about your words, it reads your energy. You can say, I am wealthy, 1,000 times, but if your body is broadcasting fear, if your heart is clenched in scarcity, if your nervous system is addicted to struggle, the field mirrors that chaos back. Not because it's cruel, but because it's precise. So here's the radical shift. Quantum manifestation begins when you stop focusing on getting and start focusing on being. You become the signal. You embody the vibration. You let your state lead, not your effort. But that raises a critical question. What exactly does the quantum field respond to? Is it just thoughts? Emotions? Beliefs? Actions? And how do you align these layers so they're not sending mixed messages? This is where most manifestation teachings fall apart. They focus on just one piece, usually thoughts or feelings, without addressing the deeper coherence of the system. They tell you to think positive without addressing the trauma stored in your body. They tell you to visualize without clearing the subconscious sabotage. They tell you to affirm success while your nervous system braces for failure. But the quantum listens to the whole signal, the integrated, embodied signal. And that's why alignment isn't a mental game, it's a full body, full system, full field shift. Let's dive deeper into the mystery you've been dancing around without even knowing it. The quantum field is not responding to your wishes, it's responding to your coherence. At its heart, quantum manifestation isn't about thoughts alone, emotions alone, or actions alone. It's about how these three align into a coherent signal the field can read without distortion. Think of the quantum field like a cosmic translator. When thoughts, emotions, and actions align, the message is clear, the vibration steady, the field responds almost instantly. But when you think one thing, feel another, and do something disconnected, the message gets scrambled. The field mirrors back chaos, not clarity. This is where the observer effect comes in, a cornerstone of quantum physics. At the quantum level, particles exist as pure possibility, a wave function. But when an observer, you, focuses on a particular possibility, that wave collapses into a fixed event. Reality solidifies. The unseen becomes seen. But here's the catch, the observer isn't just your conscious mind. The observer is also your subconscious. Even if you consciously want abundance, if your subconscious is wired for scarcity or fear, the field picks up that hidden broadcast. Your subconscious becomes the true observer, collapsing a timeline you didn't consciously choose. That's why so many feel stuck, aligning the surface mind but ignoring deep programs. In the quantum game, the subconscious often wins. But it gets even more fascinating. Scientists like Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton have shown the heart has its own electromagnetic field, far stronger than the brain's. This heart field radiates out, interacting with the larger quantum field. When heart and brain cohere, you send a powerful, unified signal. Out of sync? The signal is weak, fragmented. This is why manifesting from the mind alone often fails. Without the emotional component, the felt sense of alignment, the field lacks a clear signal to mirror. Most people miss this, wanting to think their way into change, when they must feel their way into alignment. You can't just tell the field what you want, you must become the vibrational match. Tune your body, breath, nervous system, beliefs, daily choices into harmony. It's a living practice, not a one-time ritual. Let's take a real-world example. You want love. You affirm, visualize, make vision boards. But if deep down, wounds of unworthiness remain, if your nervous system braces for rejection, if your heart is armored, the quantum field feels that tension, picks up the contradiction. You get back more longing, more searching, more, almost, connections. The universe isn't punishing, it's perfectly mirroring your dominant frequency. The shift? Into coherence. Into feeling whole now. Practicing the emotions of desire before it shows up. Embodying the state of already having it, so the field can collapse that timeline. Become the frequency first, the form follows. Now, this might sound like a lot, but here's the simple, profound truth. The more you let go of controlling the outcome, the more you focus on regulating your internal state, the faster the quantum responds. This is why it's simple, yet nobody does it. The human mind loves complication. We want steps, hacks, formulas. But the quantum isn't a machine, it's a mirror, a dance partner, alive, responsive, intelligent, waiting for you to meet it with steady, embodied presence. So, here's an invitation, take a deep breath right now. Notice how your body feels. Where's the tension? What stories are running? Just for a moment, soften. Let the grip loosen. Let the need to fix, force, figure it out dissolve. Feel what it's like to be okay, right here, right now, without needing anything to change. This is where your power begins. Before we move on, if this sparks recognition, hit subscribe. Join this space, this conversation. In the comments, drop one word naming the energy you want to embody this week: trust, ease, joy. Naming it starts the alignment. Are you ready to explore why no one talks about the part of manifestation that feels like cheating because it's so simple? So, why is it that almost nobody actually does this? Why, with all the information out there, do so many stay stuck? The answer is simple and uncomfortable, because letting go feels unnatural. The human mind is addicted to control. We're conditioned to believe effort equals worth, struggle equals success. So, encountering a system where coherence, alignment, and surrender are key short-circuits our programming. We keep forcing outcomes, even though forcing signals mistrust to the field. Most people failing at manifestation are caught in the control trap. Constantly monitoring results. Visualizing abundance, then anxiously checking the bank account. Scripting about love, then obsessing over texts. Declaring health, then scanning for symptoms. This sends a signal of mistrust. Affirming one thing consciously, broadcasting the opposite subconsciously. Why does this matter so much? Because the quantum field doesn't speak human languages, it speaks energy. And energy never lies. Say the right words, but if your nervous system braces for loss, if your mind loops in doubt, if your body floods with cortisol, the field listens to that deeper frequency. This is why people get exhausted, doing all the things, but from hypervigilance, scarcity, lack. So they loop, manifesting more waiting, more lack, more efforting, because energetically, they're in the timeline of trying to get, not already having. And it gets more subtle. The subconscious mind runs 95% of your life, the autopilot shaping habits, beliefs, reactions, identity. Consciously want a breakthrough? If your subconscious anchors old stories, I'm not enough, nothing works, I have to fight, those stories collapse the wave into the same old outcomes. This is why affirmations without embodiment feel hollow, visualizations without nervous system regulation collapse, action without aligned identity leads to burnout. So what can you do? First, understand quantum manifestation isn't an add-on, it's a recalibration of your whole system. A remembering, returning. Becoming the version of you living inside the desired timeline before external evidence arrives. Want abundance? Practice feeling abundant now. Treat yourself with generosity, presence, care. Let go of micromanaging, embody trust. Want love? Practice loving yourself now. Open your heart, soften edges, become the partner you wish to attract. Stop seeking validation, live as though already enough. Want health? Stop scanning for wrong, nurture what's right. Shift from survival to resilience. Practice gratitude for the body you have while guiding it toward vitality. And here's the paradox, when you stop needing it so badly, it arrives faster. Not because the universe tests you, but because you are no longer the resistance. Where are you gripping the steering wheel with white knuckles? Measuring, tracking, forcing? What if you loosened your grip by just 10%? Pause with that. This isn't passivity, it's shifting from control to co-creation. That subtle, powerful shift is where quantum manifestation truly begins to work. Let's talk about simple but rarely practiced techniques to realign your system, regulate your state, become the clearest signal. How to dissolve resistance without bypassing real emotions, build trust with your subconscious, step into the desired timeline as if already yours. Where are you gripping so tightly you've become the block? So here we stand, at the edge of the most powerful truth: you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. Not a pretty idea, a fundamental principle. The field responds not to words, vision boards, affirmations, but to the signal of your being, the vibrational signature you carry. And that signal is built moment by moment, not in doing, but in being. Imagine you're a radio. Want jazz? Don't demand it while tuned to heavy metal. Change the dial. Tune your frequency. Quantum manifestation is the same. Can't pull in the desired timeline vibrating in the frequency of the one you're leaving. How to change the dial? Become conscious of your current frequency, not just thoughts, but feelings, body movement, breath under stress, background mental loops. Most aren't manifesting deliberately, we're on autopilot, recycling states, reactions, broadcasts. The field faithfully mirrors them. The shift begins by interrupting the pattern, not with force, but simple embodied practices. A conscious breath in anxiety. A hand on heart during self-doubt. Asking, what would the version of me who already has this do right now? Then taking one small action from that place. Because the quantum doesn't need perfection, it needs coherence. Coherence happens when thoughts, emotions, actions align. Stop saying one thing, feeling another, doing something else. When your system hums with a unified signal, even briefly, you create a gravitational pull. Reality bends toward you. Let's get practical. Embody abundance. Practice generosity, money, attention, time, energy. Train your nervous system to feel, I have enough, even if numbers haven't caught up. Embody love. Practice vulnerability. Open your heart in small ways. Be the safe space you seek. Embody health. Practice presence. Listen to, feed, move, rest your body respectfully. This simple path asks you to go first, become the frequency before evidence arrives, lead with being, not needing. And this brings us to a misunderstood piece, emotional regulation. Manifestation isn't feeling good constantly, it's feeling real and learning to realign when you wobble. Welcome emotions, don't bypass. Hold space for fear without letting it drive. Navigate waves without drowning. You will wobble. Doubt will come. Old timelines will pull. The power isn't never falling, it's how you return. So, my invitation now, take a breath. Notice where you are. Ask, what timeline am I tuned to? Fear or trust? Lack or abundance? Waiting or arrival? No judgment, just noticing. The moment you notice, you create a choice point. Choice is the gateway to coherence. Now, let's pull this all together into a living practice. How to navigate setbacks gracefully. Sustain the frequency that collapses your dream timeline. Remember, manifestation is not a performance, it's a practice. Not mastery achieved once, but lived moment by moment. Most get stuck thinking it's about doing more, hacking the system. Powerful manifestors aren't those knowing techniques, but those holding a coherent state, regulating back into alignment when life shakes them. Because reality check, you will face tests. Fear will creep back. Old patterns will whisper. You'll be tempted to control, push, micromanage. The real mastery? Staying in trust before evidence arrives. Holding the vibration, it's already done, while the world looks the same. Anchoring so firmly in the new timeline the old loses its seduction. This is where embodiment is non-negotiable. Let's make it practical. Every morning, before the phone, breathe. Ask, what frequency today? Scarcity or abundance? Fear or trust? Control or flow? Throughout the day, use your body as a compass. Feel tension, tightness, contraction. Notice, breathe, recalibrate. Ask, what would the aligned version choose? Take one small action. At night, review the day with curiosity, not judgment. Where did you wobble? Align? Glimpse power? Gratitude amplifies coherence. Acknowledge small wins. And here's something most miss, community matters. We co-regulate energetically. Surround yourself with others practicing coherence, playing in the quantum field, committed to embodiment. Your system entrains. Curate your environment energetically. Find voices, spaces, communities reminding you who you're becoming. Fill your field with reminders. Let the external ally the internal. Remember, no finish line. The point isn't arriving, it's living inside continuous unfolding, becoming the living edge of evolution. Not just manifesting things, but becoming someone living as a creator, co-creator, conscious participant. Because the most beautiful part? The quantum field isn't separate. You are the field, the wave, observer, observed. Tune your frequency, you're not just asking life to meet you, you're becoming the version of life you seek. I want to leave you with this invitation. In the comments, drop one word that captures the energy you're choosing to carry forward after this video. Alignment? Ease? Power? Flow? Let that word be a small but profound declaration, a quantum seed you plant not just here, but in yourself. If this video has stirred something inside you, if you felt a shift, a remembering, a spark, I warmly invite you to subscribe. This isn't just a channel, it's a living space, a gathering point for those ready to step into their own creative power. When you hit subscribe, you're joining a movement of minds and hearts reshaping what's possible. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for your presence, your attention, your energy. You are not just a viewer, you are a participant in this unfolding. Keep tuning, keep aligning, keep playing in the field.